Hola! This information has been out there for 20 years, and most of us are completely unaware of it. It's Agenda 21, the agenda for the 21st century. This is not something that, just a bunch of people are out there making up. This is real. Hola! From Colombia. With the present great world confusion, I wish to do my part to accelerate the evolution of human consciousness. Please help by subscribing and sharing these videos. Thank you. It's a plan to remove humans and human activity from rural and suburban areas. It's been implemented in our country and it has been supported by every president ever since. So you're going to be concerned about this, not just as Americans, but as free human beings. And this is a world plan. It's a blueprint. It's the action plan to inventory and control all land, all water, all plants, all animals, all minerals, all construction, all means of production, all energy, all information, and all human beings in the world. It does not get any more comprehensive than that, does it? It's a global plan, but it's implemented locally, and this is what you need to know about it. It is implemented locally. It is in every single city, town, hamlet in the entire United States right now. We're not talking about something that's out there in the ether, that's not impacting you today. It is happening now. This is the biggest public relations scam in the history of the world, but it is far more than that. It's the agenda for the 21st century, and it is a recipe for destruction. It enables and justifies monitoring and metering and restricting our energy and water usages, and you'll see that as smart meters, seeking our economy, bleeding our transportation budget with high-cost trains to nowhere, revamping the school system by inserting sustainable development principles into every course from pre-kindergarten all the way to postgraduate school, declaring our public lands off limits to humans, changing every land use document in the nation to require high-density housing in city centers to more easily monitor, surveil, and control us. It's a global totalitarian state, and it is happening now. It's happening without any flashing lights. You're not going to see it called Agenda 21. It's a stealth plan, and it's happening in plain sight. Every takeover has its own philosophy, and this one does too, and it's called communitarianism. It's the overreaching political and social philosophy that goes with this plan. It's communitarianism. And what is that? It says that the individual rights have to be balanced with the rights of the community. Now, our Constitution guarantees us our individual rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness, whatever that may be. But communitarianism says that it's all for the common good, that the individual's rights need to be balanced with the rights of the community. Now, we don't know what the community's rights are because they're not delineated. They're not written anywhere. They can change it anytime. They are those amorphous rights that it's living, it's growing, it's moving, it's changing, It's whatever they say it is. So, you're going to balance your individual's rights for the rights of the community. And guess what? The individual always loses. The community's rights are always heavier. There's more community than there is individual. We're all individuals, but together we're the community. Who speaks for us is the question, right? A crisis is created, okay, and then a solution is posed. The balance between these is the new normal. Now, you never would have agreed to that new normal if it weren't for that heavy crisis. But now you've got to do something, right? You're in a panic. And now, without that crisis pressuring you, you would never have accepted that new solution. They came back in 1992 with Agenda 21. This is it. It's a real thing. Believe it or not, it is an inventory and control plan. This is what they do. They're inventorying you, your use of energy. It's what you take in and what goes out. They're monitoring and measuring cities. The two parts of Agenda 21 are imposed, and that is smart growth, which is moving into concentrated city centers and restricting mobility, where you can be more easily monitored, controlled, and surveilled. The other part is the wildlands, and that's getting people out of rural areas and suburban areas, blocking their access to wilderness, roads, resources, and shifting land ownership from private to public. This is what this is all about. It is taking away our private land ownership. All totalitarian states share the same characteristics. The total control of property and means of production, total information, surveillance, loss of free speech, and restricted movement. They also share a philosophy, a common philosophy, and that is the philosophy that it's all for the common good. Yes, the individual is selfish. It is all for the common good. And what else? It's the Spartan present austerity. You've got to restrict your usage. You've got to reduce your usage. This is not about conservation. This is not about the environment. This is about inventory and control of you. This is a takeover of our nation. This is an administrative coup d'etat, and it is happening right now, and we are really in the end game now. This is what it looks like. It's worldwide. This is an unelected shadow government, and it is sold to you as an economic driver. That's what you're told. You can't compete. You're not going to be able to compete unless you join together in a region. These regional plans are the same all across the United States. It doesn't matter which city it is. It's all the same plan. Now, we're paying millions and millions of dollars to consultants to come up with these plans, these regional plans that are directing and restricting what we can do with our land. This is sustainable development, Agenda 21. Sustainable development, restricting, controlling, inventory. This is it. They're using our money. They're taking our money. They are sinking our economy. This is designed to fail. So here's the other piece of Agenda 21, and that is the wildlands. It's a plan to remove humans and human activity from rural and suburban areas. They are using extreme population projections to say, hey, we're eating up all the farmland. We're building all over our farmland. We can't let that happen. The fact is, humanity is in a monumental dead end. This is an evolutionary crisis. It is the end of the human species, the end of the intelligent animal. Each individual must make the choice to stop participating and nurturing this horrible illusion, which we believe to be our reality. It is time to dream about the next step, the new idessic species. Due to my peaceful non-cooperation, I went to prison. I describe my prison experience in my book, True Freedom is Inside of Me. Please visit my bilingual website. The only solution is very simple. I must connect to my true self, my soul. Easy to say, not so easy to do. Please go into action now and make the choice between listening to your ego-mendacious mind and the external authorities, or listening to your soul, the internal authority. I consult and offer tools so that you can find your individual solution by making contact with your soul. Your soul will then effectively guide you through the upcoming, long-lasting, turbulent transition. Infinite love.